At a road show near Otuke district headquarters in Lango province, 3 groups are about to stage an inter-parish drama competition. The audience is already excited. Over 200 people are here, majority of them women and school children.
Fellow Ugandans, I'm not a prophet, but I've come to prophesy. It is all about the environment. We have degraded it, but time is soon. We shall lie to regret. We have destroyed forests for many reasons, for cultivation, for charcoal burning, and many others. Oh, you have not thought of the future. Why don't you have mercy on the environment?
There is poetry, music, dance and drama to enjoy and learn from.
The theme of today's event is forest landscape restoration. Generally, we are going to be able to experience the project through the eyes of the community. We want to see how these communities compete, engage, and give us a highlight of what they have been able to learn throughout the 1.5 years that they have been involved in implementation of the project.
Thanks to IUCN and partners. This young woman has got an important message. Burning charcoal, she warns, has dire consequences for both man and nature. In fact, with climate change before our eyes and ears, her message is well understood, and most of the villagers inevitably agree. But one drunkard is particularly unconvinced. To him, there must be a hidden agenda, particularly in the shea tree. He insists that shea trees are only good for charcoal, nothing else. Cheered by his friends, the drunkard sits on the wrong side of the argument. Such reactions are expected, but they too come at a cost. And sooner or later, the villagers might live to regret. First, it's the forest land to suffer.
When we look at utilization of the natural resource base, there's also another challenge that comes in. We are trying to cope, but in our local ways of coping, we are again going to degrade, cutting down trees within the forest reserves, getting some bit of money from charcoal burning. At the end of the day, the environment is being degraded.
The trees must produce good charcoal for sale. Even the soils must be fertile, otherwise, it's the wetlands to suffer. The environment, now stripped of its tree cover, begins to revenge. Droughts and flash floods alternate. The crisis takes a toll on rivers, roads, and bridges. Such is life in this northern moist part of Uganda, the Aswan Nile Basin. More to suffer is, of course, man. Fit to be arrested, this couple decides to cut down the shea tree, the only tree left in their garden. The calamity. Death. The audience stands helpless while others die with excitement. The villagers have themselves to blame for this mess. Indeed, had I known comes last. But all is not lost. Aware of their environmental mistakes, the villagers denounce their destructive actions and agree to restore the degraded areas. Agroforestry and farmer-managed natural regeneration are upheld. The opportunity is that the villagers have been doing this before. All they needed was additional support. It must be a catchment-based approach and gender-sensitive to be sustainable. The district staff and extension workers are fully supportive. The project is funded by the UK government. IUCN, eCraft and Farm Radio are key partners.
In Great Aswa catchment, our role in this project was supposed to do interactive radio programs with Voice of Lango, where we have a regular farmers program ongoing to uplift the farmers' voices, where we provided a platform for them to share their knowledge on air and then gain experience.
To increase awareness and accelerate learning, various tools are key in the project. These tools include drama and ICT, such as radio. Radio is being used to link local community with environmental experts. The project partners are really impressed that a strategy of this kind can have an impact.
It was amazing when these people were able to depict what they do in the field, as well as communicating the message that was passed over to them through the radio program. And me as a judge in today's function, I enjoyed every bit I saw on stage.
Okay. I've personally learned that the community knows what they are doing and they can do better. Of all the 3 groups, the messages were very clear. There were 3. 1, destruction of environment, wetlands and forests or trees. 2, mobilization and sensitization. 3, enforcement. Those were 3 key messages which were delivered.
The purpose of the whole show is to make deforestation popular so that those involved can stop. The challenge now is to restore 2.5 million hectares by 2020. By then, trees have to be planted in millions and buffer zones created on river banks. This will effectively trap runoff water and reduce sedimentation of the water reservoirs. On the front line is Uganda's Ministry of Water and Environment.
As I talk right now, we have developed so far 2 catchment management and investment plans, both for Aswa and Albert Nile catchment. So when we rolled out in July 2011, we found there were already some players who are engaged in water and environment related activities, IUCN being one of them. Now these plans we developed using a catchment planning guideline. Now we realize that management of the resource is now participatory. That is the essence of catchment-based integrated water resources management.
Ultimately, the restored ecosystems will benefit many, and the resilience of the poor will inspire policy decisions. People from far and near will travel to see and learn from this model project. As for the drunkard, he was simply a sober character in a costume. The other characters in the cast were not just villagers, but real people from Otuke, Lira and Aleptong districts. Their interest in the project ensured a dramatic display. This earned them a jury reward of farm tools plus t-shirts with the slogan, "I am proud to be a forest landscape restoration champion."